diverse in their backgrounds, skill set, interests, major. We're all unified under this one common vision that Hypemarks will become the next big thing in the market. Now, when I first came up with this idea and was starting to look for people, I made sure to look for the most passionate, driven, and dedicated people to be able to execute Hypemarks to the best of its ability. Now, let's talk a little more about Hypemarks. And really, it all starts with Marvin. Marvin had a very difficult time finding Nemo. Well, why is that? The simple answer is that the ocean is just too big. It's vast. And this little fish in that big of a space, it's just, it shows that you can't find anything really that easily. The same thing is with the internet. The internet today is just filled with millions of websites being uploaded every year. And me, as an internet user, a single human being, have a very difficult time finding new sites as well, new relevant content as well. So with this growing internet age, we realize a major pain today. And that is, on the one end, internet users like you and I have a very difficult time finding these new sites and keep track of the sites that we like. On the other end, we see that there's trouble with businesses who have a very difficult time reaching relevant customers online. So Hypemarks aims to bridge that gap. Hypemarks is all about browsing, bookmarking, and sharing relevant sites. It's a flow process, and Hypemarks learns more about you at every step. So let's break it down. What exactly is Hypemarks? Hypemarks is a bookmarking site. Let's keep it that simple. You get to bookmark any of these sites that you check out on a daily basis, anything you like. You can put it into categories that you label as well. But then you may be asking them, what makes it different from any other of these bookmarking sites out there right now? And that is with our browsing page. Our browsing page shows the top trending sites today based on the number of users who have bookmarked or utilized a site on that specific day with Hypemarks. Then the next question arises, then how do we gather all this data? How do we push people to use Hypemarks and bookmark their sites onto Hypemarks? And that is thanks to our extension. Our extension is basically a tool that tracks browsing history in real time. So whenever you're on your browser and you're looking at these sites and then you find this really cool site that you like, that you want to bookmark, go ahead and click on our extension. It'll show you in real time what you've been looking at what time, and how long you've been looking at it as well. So then it's really easy if you want to bookmark it in the Hypemarks. Just in that little gray box, you can either bookmark it, or you can even tag your friend that you thought about when you were looking at that site. So let me give you a couple examples about what Hypemarks can really do. So let's say we have John and Amy. John and Amy are they're friends, and they are relatively new to Hypemarks. They've tried out Hypemarks for a little and bookmarked a couple sites on Hypemarks already. Now, John's going to go on his browser, and he's going to look around stuff, and he finds this random site called extranormal.com. You know, he's never heard about it. He's going to check up on it, and it's all about this movie-making site. He's like, hey, I really like this stuff, so I'm going to bookmark it. Hey, I could just go onto my extension. There it is in real time, showing me what I'm looking at, and I could just bookmark it onto Hypemarks. In addition, he's going to tag his friend Amy, because he knows Amy loves making movies. So he's going to tag Amy as well. Now, when John goes onto his Hypemarks bookmarking page, it is right there in his Hypebox, ready to be categorized into any category he wants it to be as his bookmark. Similarly, when Amy logs into her Hypemarks now profile page, it's also in her Hypebox as well, with a notification saying, hey, John tagged you. Do you want to check out this site? She's never heard of this extranormal.com, so she's going to check it out. She's going to click it and say, hey, what is this? And she realizes, hey, it's a movie-making site as well. She loves making movies. She's going to, hey, I'm going to bookmark it too, so I want to be able to access it later on. She's going to bookmark it in real time with the extension as well to be able to bookmark onto Hypemarks. And in addition, she's like, hey, I'm going to tag all my friends who are loves making movies. So all of a sudden, extranormal.com just made a huge buzz, this huge hype. And all of a sudden, boom, it's on the trending site today based on our browsing page. Let me give you another example. Let's say we have Bob here. Bob is an avid Hypemarks user. He bookmarks everything onto Hypemarks. He categorizes it, Hypemarks organizes his web experience. He's going to log into Hypemarks and to access his daily bookmarks. And then he looks on the site and he's like, hey, where are these? These are related sites based on what he's been bookmarking. He sees this one site called classcoop.com. And then he's like, hey, I never heard about this site. I'm going to check it out. He's going to click on it. He's like, hey, this is a Groupon for USC students. Hey, this makes sense. I bookmarked Groupon already, and that's why it's showing me this relatable site. He's going to he likes it because he's a USC student. He's going to bookmark it in real time, showing him what he's been looking at, and he's going to bookmark it to be able to access later on. In addition, he's like, hey, I want to find new sites. I'm on a roll right now. So he's going to go on our browsing page of today, the browsing page showing the top trending sites. He's going to say, hey, what is this Quibids.com? I've never heard of this site before. He's going to click it and check it out. He's like, hey, this is all about penny auction, saving money. I'm all for that. I want to see this. He's gonna bookmark it in real time as well. And then all of a sudden now, he has these 2 new sites he just found on our Hypemarks, ready to be bookmarked into these categories. So if you think about it, Bob just found these new relevant information really quickly. And the more you interact with Hypemarks, the more they learn about you and know what kind of content is relevant to you. So now that you have a better understanding of what Hypemarks is all about and its potential, I'd like to communicate to you where we're at our development phase right now. Right now we're still in a product first development phase in terms of being able to create a minimal viable product by May of 2011 with our Google Chrome extension and our Hypemarks page. 6 to 8 months after that, we anticipate to start branching out to other browsers so we can extend it to anyone who uses any internet, basically, any browser. So how do we monetize the site? How do we make money? So as I mentioned in the Bob's example, when he said that he found these relatable sites on the side, on all of our pages, it shows relatable sites. So on the browser page, it shows you relatable sites based on what you've been looking at here. On your bookmarking page, it shows you relatable sites based on what you've been bookmarking. And on the extension, it shows you related sites based on what you've been browsing. So for example, I've been looking at LATimes.com. NewYorkTimes.com could be a relatable site because it makes sense. Also, then here are our competitors. So on the top here, we have StumbleUpon and Dig, whose purpose is to show new content every day, right? On the bottom here, we have these 2 websites that basically purpose is to help one bookmark and organize their web experience as well. What Hypemarks does, we combine both of these functionalities. We show new content and relevant content with the bookmarking function. So essentially, we're showing these new, trendy, hyping sites with the purpose of bookmarking them. So our competitive advantage over these sites over here is that when advertisers decide to advertise with us, it's more effective because we're showing relevant content to the user. Now remember that pain that when on the one side customers or online businesses can't reach their relevant customers online, and while the internet users like you and I can't find relevant content, well, that bridges gaps with Hypemarks. Now, a quick industry analysis of what the online advertising industry is all about right now. $12 billion was spent in the first half of 2010, with 11.3 revenue increase in the first half of 2010. And as you can see, in the past 10 years, the online advertising industry has grown, and it's continually grown in 2011 as well, and continually growing in the later run. Now, what we are seeking right now is around $200,000 to be able to go into these 4 categories. We understand that we have a team to be able to create a minimal viable product by May of 2011. But if we want to scale quickly and be able to reach its potential, which will be, then the requested amount is ideal. It also will become a barrier to entry for any other competitors. Based on our projections, yeah.
So you want to create a site to help people find other sites.
Right, and bookmarking them so that they actually go back to them.
How are they going to find your site?
Right, so then, do you want me to answer that right now? Okay. So basically, how we intend to first start launching this product is by hitting up PR with PR. So these TechCrunch, Mashable, all these things that people want to find new stuff, right? Like these blogs, bloggers, entrepreneurial bloggers, startup bloggers. We want to reach out to them so they have a customer base there who read them. And then because if those readers always want to find new stuff, I believe that this site will be very relevant to them as well.
So why go that route? Why not create some kind of application through an already widely used site?
Right, and then in addition, we have our extension with the Google Chrome, and we're branching out to these other extensions. So that has a market as well. We can market it through Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, and Safari.
How would that work?
Basically, if you go on Google Chrome and they have a lot of applications already, you can just scroll through. It's like an Apple app store. You just want to see what can I use today. You scroll through it and you find this Google Chrome extension called Hypemarks. You're like, what is this? It shows new sites for you, and that's a way as well, in addition to all these other browsers. So real quickly, based on our projections, we believe that we can start making money after year 2 after our full launch. So as you can see, Hypemarks with its innovative features and its value added, we believe that Hypemarks can be so much more than what I've been able to give to you in the past few minutes. But but if put into the final round, I believe I can show you in greater detail Hypemarks' potential and its scale potential. And so in closing, I'd like to leave you off with this. So instead of social networking today, be defined through pictures, profiles, videos, comments, whatnot, Hypemarks can redefine social networking by how one browses and utilizes the internet. So it's Hypemarks, social bookmarking redefined. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Who are your competition?
So our competition right now are what I mentioned over here, the Stumble Upon and Dig. Right now, their purpose is to show new content, right? Based on what your interests are. But what I've realized is that their purpose is to show new content, but you show new content, it's most likely a news article or whatever. It's a one and done kind of thing. You're done, you read it, you got the information, you can bookmark it, but what's the likelihood that you actually return to it on a daily basis? We're focusing on these resourceful, sites that you want to come back to.
Any Facebook integration?
Yeah, no. So we are still deciding right now if we want to use the Facebook application as a login to gather all these people together at the same time. We believe that on the one end, like it can be very helpful, but on the other end, what if something does come up? What if it does scale really big? Like what are the implications with that later on? But we're still deciding that either to just go with what I mentioned to you as a market attack or Facebook application.
How long have you been working?
To be honest, I came up with this last semester and started hitting it really quickly, got my team ready, and we're starting to build it right now.
Have you done any part of the design?
Yeah, no, all these are designs, the mock-up designs with the designer, with web designer.
Hi. I'm going for a simple, clean layout, so.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.